Sheeran with Musiprof.com. Today we're going to be learning how to play the guitar solo from Ed Sheeran's Thinking Out Loud. If you want to play at home, feel free to click the link down below. It's going to have a PDF and a backing track provided by yours truly, and that's going to help you play along at home. Alright, let's get into it. For the first part of the solo, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a little bit of a pickup. And that's going to be coming right after he sings "Where We Are." And that's where it comes in. What I'm doing here is I'm doing a couple double stops with hammer-ons on the lower notes. I'll explain that. So, you're going to start here, 7th fret of A and D, but you're going to be using your 3rd finger to hammer on just on the A string on the 9th fret. Same thing on the D and the G string here. So, the idea here is just to kind of nail those hammer-ons, isolate them just to the one string, and then finish on the 7th fret of G and B, just to finish up that pickup. So for this part of the solo, we're going to be using a double stop bend. Alright? So a double stop bend is where you're going to be playing 2 strings at once. One stays stationary, and then the other one bends. Just like that. So for this one here, we're going to be playing on the 9th fret of G with our 3rd finger, and then the 10th fret of B with our 4th finger. And what we're going to do is we're going to play the 2 at the same time, but we're going to be bending with our 3rd finger, so it sounds like this. You're going to want to make sure that that's a full tone bend, meaning that your 9th fret bends all the way up so it sounds like the 11th fret. So that note there. You're going to release it back down, and then you're going to finish that line with just a quick 7-9-7. Alright? Alright, for the 3rd bar, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing a double stop hammer-on. Alright, and we've already done this. It's just going to be barring the 7th fret of D and G, and we're going to be hammering on the 9th fret of D with our 3rd finger again. Alright, just like that. One time though. The 2nd time, we're just going to be playing the D string and hammering that one again. So it's the exact same thing, but 2 strings, and then 1 string. Alright? So, it's going to sound like this, and then you just finish on the 7th fret of D and G again. Alright? And then, the way we end this bar of the solo is we're just going to use the exact same line that we did on the intro. So it's going to sound like this. Alright? And instead of just ending on the D and the G, on the B and the G 7th fret, one time, we're going to be strumming it twice. Like that. Alright, so this whole bar is going to sound like this. For bar 4, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing a double stop bend, same as we did in bar 2, alright? But instead of playing like we did in bar 2, we're going to play the bend, repeat the 10th fret of B alone. So it's going to sound like that. Bend, hold it, and play 10th fret of B. After that, kind of hard to explain, but it's going to be a release of the bend. You're going to let go of the 9th fret to the 7th fret, so pull off, and then you're going to go 9-7 again. I'll show you. Like that. So the way to really nail this is to kind of get your bend really, really solid. And make sure that when you're coming down on it, you hit that pull off really smoothly. Just like that. So bar 5 is going to start with some double stop hammer-ons, same as we did here, but it's going to be up an octave up here. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be barring the 10th fret of B and E, all right, and we're going to be hammering on the 12th fret of B, just like that. All right, and this time, unlike the last time, we're going to be strumming both strings twice. All right. And then what we're going to be doing is follow that up with just 10th fret B. All right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to finish this part going into bar 6. We're going to be doing a very, very short bend starting on the 12th fret here of E. All right. It's going to be a full tone bend so that it sounds like the 14th fret. So what I did there, just a short full tone bend, come back down to the 10th fret, and then just repeated that same bend again. And it's going to want to sound kind of like short, long, short, just like that. Alright, so now we're on to bar 7. It's kind of a tricky bar, but I think we can get through it if we've gotten the rest of the solo down. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be using the exact same double stop hammer-on that we did in bar 5. Alright, so same idea, 10th fret, B and E, and then you're going to hammer on to the 12th fret of B. Just like that. We're going to play that 3 times, okay? So 1, 2, 3, alright? And then we follow that up with just barring the 10th fret of B and E here. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. Alright, and then the last part of it, we're just going to be playing 12 and 10. Alright, so 12th fret of B, 10th fret of E. And it's going to sound like this. Just like that, okay? And then, tricky part of this bar is going to be this little passage here. Just like that. Alright, and here what I'm doing is I'm doing another double stop, but it's going to involve a hammer-on and then a pull-off. Alright, and the frets that I'm using here are going to be G and B string. So G string is going to be 9th fret and B string is going to be 10th fret. And you're going to be hammering on again with your 3rd finger to the 11th fret of G. So it's going to sound like this, fast, and I'll do it slow. Alright. Hammer on, pull off, and then quickly slide down to the 7th fret of G with your 1st finger still. Alright. And then what's going to end this part of the solo, alright, down here, and then you're going to take your 3rd finger, start here, but you're going to do a quick slide into the 11th fret. Alright, so it's going to sound like this. Alright, and then just to finish this part off, we're just going to play this note here, which is 10th fret of B, just one time, real short. Alright, so all together, this part's going to sound like this. now we've arrived at the conclusion of the solo, all right? And what that's going to entail is that's going to be a series of double stops descending down the fretboard, okay? And those are going to be in triplet rhythm. I'll play it one time just so you can kind of understand it. All right? And the rhythm is going to be going like this. 3, 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and 1. All right? 3, 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and 1. All right? 3, 4. Okay? So, the notes that we're going to be using are just going to be on the B and the E string, all right? So B string, 12th fret, E string, 10th fret, all right? Most comfortable way I find is just using your first and your third finger like this. So it's going to be 3 times and a 1. Then you're going to go down to the 10th fret of B, 9th fret of E, like that, all right? And that's going to be and 2, all right? So again, 3 times. Same thing, you're just going to take the exact same shape, but slide it down to the 8th fret of B, 7th fret of E, and 3. All right? And then I'm going to use this shape again. So that's going to be 7th fret B and 5th fret E, and 4. All right? And then this part here, we're no longer doing triplets, we're just going to go 4 and 1. So that's just simple. And that's going to be 4 and 1. What I'm doing there, 7 and 5, so 7th on the B, 5 on the E, same shape, 5 on the B, 3 on the E, and then finally on the last one, so on the downbeat of 1, it's just going to be 3rd fret B, 2nd fret E. Just like that. All right, and that's how you play the solo. If you enjoyed this lesson, feel free to like and subscribe, and feel free to comment down below if there's any other solos or guitar parts that you'd like to learn in the near future. I'm in the Montreal area, and if you want to get lessons with me, you can click the link below and find my profile on the Musiprof website. All right, until next time.